Well, here's what we have so far. Here's the original drawing, or photograph rather, and here is the drawing so far. It's just kind of taking shape. You know, obviously there's a lot of adjustment to do, so we'll see how it turns out. Just like anything else, occasionally you have one that you work on and it seems like it's going okay, and then in the end you're just like, nah, I'm not happy with it. So it could turn out to be one of those. I don't know. It wouldn't be the first time that's happened, but that's the risk you take when you draw. You find something you want to draw, and then you just go for it and see what happens. And yeah, at this point, I'm guessing I probably have to slim her face down slightly because I think I've made things just a little too. I'm crashing her head. I've made, you know, the proportions are just slightly off. That's one thing it's tough with, is getting the proportions right off the beginning, right off the bat, right at the beginning, whatever. Because well, you know, there's different schools of thought as to what's the appropriate way to start a drawing. Some people might use a grid method. I've tried the grid method. I hated it. I just spent a lot of time drawing a grid, trying to make the lines just perfect, and then having to erase them. And sometimes my lines would be slightly off, and it would throw things slightly off. It just seemed like a huge waste of time. Some people might just sort of draw the shapes. But for the realism that I like to attain, it just doesn't really work for me. I much more prefer to get it as accurate in the beginning as possible and go from there. So generally what I will do is I'll print out two pictures. I'll use one, I will do a rubbing on the back, and I'll draw the basic outline so that I can make sure that the eyes are in the right places. I've had this discussion with people even recently. You know, it doesn't take much. You can throw off a drawing by making the nose just a little too big, and the eyes just slightly too far apart, whatever the case might be. It doesn't take much. So, and even when you're getting the basic outline in, you can still be off. It doesn't take much. You know, just the thickness of a pencil, unless you're dealing with a really big drawing. You're going to find that you know, you might be just slightly off in the way that you put the pencil on the paper, and you know, it doesn't take much. So it takes a little adjustment. It's definitely not as easy as just tracing it and there you go. You know, that's just the skeleton of the drawing, if you will, and then you go from there. So we'll see how it goes. I'll update you shortly. Bye bye.